Want better buds without spending more money? Today, we are talking about a few cheap soil tricks that'll upgrade your entire grow. But before we do, today's video is brought to you by Real Growers Recharge. If you want stronger, healthier plants, if you want bigger roots for better fruits, you gotta check out Real Growers Recharge. It's like an instant compost tea that holds more nutrients at your root zone, breaks those nutrients down, and makes them more plant available, getting more of your nutrients into your plants. Find out more about Recharge over at realgrowers.com. And while you're there, use coupon code Scotty420 to get 20% off your first order. Now let's get back to the show. Come on, Hasi, let's do this.
All right, you promised to clue us in on a couple cheap soil tricks to get more out of your grow.
Well, cheap is such an ugly word.
Inexpensive.
Okay? Yes, some of these things you can buy very inexpensively, but they're incredibly valuable.
And the first one, I was actually shocked when I walked into your grow. I didn't see a big bottle of CalMag, which is kind of a staple in everybody's grow. You use something else.
Yeah, I've been playing around with adding more CalMag. Some of these strains just really want a lot of calcium and or magnesium in the right ratio. It's really important. And I own a nursery. I've owned a nursery for over 20 years down in Florida. It's a bamboo nursery. And when I go, back in the day, I was a grower. I was a free market grower before I was a bamboo grower. So when I first showed up, I was like, all right, where's my pH tanks to raise and lower the pH for up and down? And the guys just laughed at me. They were like, look, we pH our soil, a control pH with lime. We'll add a little bit of Dolomitic lime to the soil, and that's, you can get this at any big box. You get a 20-pound bag of it for probably $20. I don't know, super cheap. Any, like I said, Home Depot, Ace Hardware, online. This is literally ground up limestone, but it has a 2-to-1 calcium to magnesium ratio. So it's really neat. It's an excellent ratio for cannabis. And it's slow release. It is ground up rock, pulverized or powdered rock. And so those microbes slowly weather that. They slowly dissolve it. And if you put the right amount on, you have this perfect release of calcium and magnesium. So you don't need to buy the 30 or 40 bottle gallon and use it every single time you water. Another cool thing about Dolomitic lime is that it can regulate your pH. It can buffer your pH. If your pH is out of range, the nutrients can't get absorbed into the plant, and nothing's going to work. So having that ideal pH, as you water in, potential of hydrogen, water has hydrogen in it. As you water that in, a Dolomitic lime has calcium, magnesium, and carbonate. Okay, so what happens? The hydrogen and the oxygen, they mix in with the carbon, and then you get CO2. And then the CO2 comes out of the plant, and you've adjusted and buffered the pH. You release some hydrogen and magnesium, and your byproduct was CO2. So it's really cool stuff. So I love Dolomitic lime. I give it the double thumbs up, okay? Because it'll regulate your pH, help buffer your pH. It will add calcium and magnesium in the right ratios. Excellent, excellent. Oh, and it's really inexpensive. So I've been using it. I've been using it with 1 tablespoon of Dolomitic lime per a gallon of media. And just check, like ProMix, a lot of these companies with these boutique soils already added in there. But for me, I was using Bear Cocoa. I'm always playing around with these different cocoa brands. It made a huge difference, man. Calcium, magnesium problems gone. So very cool.
Okay, let's talk about the second inexpensive soil supplement you got for us today.
Yeah, Biochar. Biochar is awesome. I've been using it for years when I incorporate maybe outdoors. Indoors, I haven't used it much, but it is a great supplement. And the idea behind it, it is essentially just a really clean charcoal, a charcoal made out of really clean material. And the idea is charcoal has a negative charge to it. So it wants to grab those nutrients and it's going to hold them and exchange them. This charcoal, activated charcoal, the way that they make it, has this crystalline structure that has all this surface area. And microbes love to use this thing as a home. So you've got, we're big fans of microbes, we're big fans of recharge or compost, whatever you're going to use. By adding this biochar, you are, I think they say like one chunk of biochar has the surface area of a football field. It is something insane like that. These microbes are looking for a place to colonize. When you give them that kind of surface area, you are able to just explode your microbial population. And what are microbes made out of? They're made out of nutrients and they're made out of water. So now you've got all these packets of nutrients and water colonizing all over this, this amazing amount of surface area. And what are you going to get? You're going to get more nutrient-packed, more power-packed soil. And with biochar, we're not reinventing the wheel. Charcoal or biochar, it's just burning organic material in the absence of oxygen. It's got a negative charge, so it attracts nutrients. It lets them go with the whole hydrogen thing we were talking about. And it's a great way to store a bunch of nutrient and a bunch of moisture into your soil it's very inexpensive without spending a whole bunch of money. Hey, I got one more thing. You do have to know how to use biochar a little bit. You want to inoculate it. And inoculating is just starting it with some microbes, charging it water, some recharge on there. I do like to mix a little bit of organic material, a little bit of compost, a little bit of cocoa. But the idea is you give a little bit of some soil particles and a bunch of microbes, and then it inoculates or populates it. Think about it. If you just put bare biochar in there and it has the ability to grab on the nutrients, well, it might suck all the nutrients out of your soil. So yeah, inoculate it first, but it's amazing stuff.
And you mentioned inoculating it with recharge.
Sure.
There's also a third supplement that we're going to talk about today, and you can inoculate it with this as well, right?
Yeah, I do pretty much, man. I haven't used biochar in a while, but if I do use biochar, I get earthworm castings, and I will mix just a small amount of earthworm castings in there, because biochar looks like charcoal, looks like pencil lead or something like that. So when you mix some compost in there, good quality compost, what are you doing? You're providing an organic home for these microbes that are living, and then you're letting them slowly transfer into the char. So it becomes this supercharged, nutrient, and almost like a reef for nutrients.
Okay, what's earthworm castings?
It's earthworm poop, man. All right. The marketers, man. Guys like you got to it. All right. Nobody's going to buy earthworm poop. They'll buy castings. Earthworms are amazing. We know earthworms are good for the soil, right? Because what they do, they eat the organic material in the soil. They've got like all these compartments in their stomach where they ferment it, for lack of a better word. And what they excrete out is just an amazing plant food. And I say plant food, but all that organic material is amazing food for the microbes. Just like we have microbes in our guts, I think I might be wrong on this, but earthworms have multiple stomachs, and it just, or at least compartments, digestive compartments. It goes from one to the other with microbes are all in there breaking it down. By the time it comes out the other end, it is this dense microbe food that is just a dense nutrient that is great for plants. Doesn't have a large NPK to it. It's not going to have some 15, 30, 45, but it's got just a low level of really good nutrients that are microbial rich. So it's excellent. Earthworm castings are awesome. I got to say, be careful. There's good ones and bad ones. There's folks that make them from food scraps in the back of their, the back of their house, usually excellent quality. You can go buy, wiggle worm or something like that, some giant corporate, bagged up earthworm castings. A lot of times, if they've been sitting for a long time, a lot of the microbes have gone dormant. A lot of them will wake up, and then you still have that great organic material. But there is all different quality of earthworm castings. You'll get what you pay for. Hey, but those are just 3 of my favorite inexpensive soil additives that will give you a noticeable bump in your plant health. Come on, but did I miss something? What about you? What's one of your favorites? Let me know in the comments. And if you dug this video, come on, hit the like button. Hit that subscribe button. Share this video with another grower you know. And check out the other couple of videos YouTube's recommended. We think you'll dig them.